So, hi everyone! Today in this video, we're gonna talk about another mental model that helps people be more successful by making them have a better way to solve problems, which I'm a supportive that you got paid proportionally of how better you are as a problem solver. And then what gonna be the mental model that we're gonna talk today? The second order thinking that people should try to adopt more because it's like the way that we have developed that has helped us to make us be humans and be so evolved like as we are. And then we should focus in sticking develop this mental model that's already something that our brain was developed to being able to do. And then I already go for the matter of discussion, but I already expect you to help me by subscribing in this video and obviously helping and seeing other videos, not just to help me but as well to make you a better person. And then what's going to be the discussion of this video? Second order thinking. And what is the second order thinking? Most people, I think that most people make decisions based on immediate consequence. That's what makes we understand the problems as obesity, as probably lack of IQ, then it should be a bit higher by the development of civilization. That's why it's so we have seen the growth of extreme type of policies in the field of politics, and then people being like diehards following some narratives without even probably considering the consequence that comes with them, other than just the first ones that are like feeling happy by following by having like the perspective that is a change in terms of discussion that this type of politics brings. And then we tend to think they're useful, but in second order thinking, what will be something that will already cut how bad is this, because you will look for the politics, and by consequence, cause effect, you also understand better what you could expect in the future, other than just what assuming it and believing what they say as a discourses. Because if we have like simple relations of cause and consequence, that I cannot see posteriorly what are the chain reactions of something being adopted as a specific type of person being and being elected as president, and their politicians being applied. I'm not able to do it, and sometimes it's bad because I would and I should save the bad type of consequence that comes with certain actions. Then these consequences are bad, just like their second or third consequences. And I prefer to look just for the immediate consequences of following a narrative that's probably being around with people that as well like this, that as well like this type of persons, discussions being in this type of events. And then it's like being enabled to see the future, and sometimes be a trade-off between kind of being able to not like fall in the short-term pleasures and expect for the higher long-term pleasures that could be perceived and could be expected if I'm able to do the consequences of my actions in the future. And what's all this discussion, all this talk, what is the best way to present you is looking for diet, exercise. If I just look for the cause effect in first order, there's like do a question now, do a behavior now, and see what's the effect already. And then what could this lead to me? Prefer to not do diet, prefer to eat pizza, prefer to not do exercise, is like doing it, prefer to do it, instead of looking for other type of behaviors that the good effects just come like in second, third, fourth order. There's like the example of doing diets, doing exercise. What is the first consequence of doing diet exercise? Probably not liking. The first consequence of doing exercise is just sweating. The first consequence of eating good health is probably not having that good taste. What is the first consequence of not doing diets? Of not doing diets? It's probably the good taste that comes with the pizzas that I want, that I eat, the junk foods that I eat. The consequences, the first consequence of not doing exercise is not filling my body with sweat, not get spent my energy. But what are the second, third, fourth consequences of both these two habits? In the first ones of doing a diet and exercise, the second consequence as my biomarkers, my health starts getting better. What are the second consequences of eating diets or doing diets and not doing exercise? Probably being unhealthy. And that's so it's the problem. And why we should so think more in second order, in being in second order thinking, because we are able now to feel more motivated to do so behaviors than the gains they just come in in mid to long term, but they are much better than always been falling in the short term pleasures. And then so basically the strategic thinkers, the people that succeed in life, what are these ones? They are the ones that study, the ones that they take care of the diet, and what they both do. They think and they're enabled to feel motivated to do type of behaviors that probably are not the most pleasant ones in terms of the first consequence that they bring. That's doing a diet, study. It's not what's the first consequence of studying. Probably feeling a bit boring. The first consequence is not being in the phones, in the cell phones, in the computers. Instead of, if obviously they do the trade-off and they prefer the short-term pleasers, if they're not able, the other ones pictures that are not able to see the second order type of consequence that comes with their actions, the third ones, the four ones, they're the ones that so they're not gonna succeed because they're the ones that also gonna focus in the short-term pleasures that already saw the first consequence that comes and not expect to a bigger one in the future. And is the best well experienced and is well comproved by science. They have been a study. They kind of got so kids, one group we get so the kids both in a class, obviously individually, and they were so given like a plate with gums, and they were said, if you don't hit the gums and you expect till I come back that was in 50 minutes, I'm gonna give more than the double of the gums, and then so what you just need to do is expect not hitting, resisting the temptation to hit now. So the gum, and then so if we expect, I'm gonna give more, and we have so this was said by everyone. What happened? Some of the kids they were not able to expect and they've hit the gum, and then so when the investigator come back they were hitting the gum, but so they not received the prize. Other ones that were able to expect and of not so hitting the gum, they were given much more. And is like one of the best ways, and is kind of analogy from what is life. What are the people that kind of succeed life or have at least a higher likelihood? The ones that do diet, the ones that exercise, the ones that study, the ones that as well prefer to save money in investing other than using short-term pleasures with their money, betting and spending in parties and things like that. It's like a way, that's why science is so good, a way to experience it and already differentiating probably the ones that were going to be succeed, that were so the ones that have the ability to expect to a higher type of revenue in the future in comparison with other ones probably that will be the ones that always will be so falling in the short-term pleasers. The last iPhone falls and so goes on and I already buy it, and so I don't care a lot about my new money, instead of just preferring the long-term pleasure of saving money, and instead of investing in new type of technology, putting in bank and investing. It's like the way that we already buy kids, we make these experiences that the adults tends to do in day-to-day life. And what was important and what probably will be interesting is to see so if exists some type of differentiation between the group of kids that were able so to expect till the investor came back and so received more gums, and the other ones that were not able. And interestingly, seems like in average the group of people of kids in like they were like 5-6 years around, and the ones that were able to expect, they were in average, that group was as well much more well succeeded, and these were using indicators as wealth and health as well to see so and make the comparison between two groups. That's interesting how so type of and how so early age already so called be like these tests and the way that they behave in early age was a predictor and how will they behave in the long term. And that's why something that we have to understand. It's genetic. Some people they're more prone to fall in short-term pleasers. They're more sensitive. Other ones they're more able to and to resist to certain type of pains. But we have to understand is that we can train it. In that specific type of case, we can train because it's psychological. We can make our brain work more and be something that more resists to short-term pleasures by probably in working with psychological tricks to make so pleasure the long-term type of actions that is doing diet exercise. We can play it. We can make diets being good by probably attaching with a good thing. Whenever I do diet, I say that I'm going to play a bit video games. Whatever day is if the day I accomplish the diet, I'm gonna so play a bit video games. I say that when I like music, I will say that just when I'm doing exercise, being able to hear music. If I don't take exercise in that day, I'm not gonna hear music. It's like being smart. It's easy. If you want so, if the experience is not just good by yourself, as is eating junk food or things, you have to work with making like active type of effort to make the experience better, and so who actively makes you can make so the experience better, working with revenues that comes with experiences and what are the bad things that comes with experience, trying so to create good things that comes with experience, and managing the bad things that comes with experience so to make it have higher probability to remain doing a behavior that in long term is 100% is going to bring you better results. So basically, adopting a second order thinking is always understanding. So what are the consequences of the action that I'm doing now in short term, and see what are in the long terms. Prioritize the ones that comes with the objective in long term. That always tends to be the main one than the short ones. And then so consider this type of consequence that comes posteriorly, and it holds our brain has the ability to manage and rationalize and to understand the real value just because they are in the future, and have these beasts to praise good things that comes in short term instead of just working to get the things that comes in long term. So being someone that adopts the second order thinking is someone that thinks in the consequences of their actions other than just look for just the short term. It's like expanding your point of view. So I expect this video helps you to be a better person, and I expect you as well to help me by subscribing and seeing other videos. See you in the next one.